What's up, everyone? My name is Matthew, and I'm with the Maneuver Project. Today is the first ever Maneuver Podcast episode, so stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. What's up, everyone? My name is Matthew, and I'm with the Maneuver Project. We provide travel documentaries and podcasts in travel, military, and life, including physical, mental, and spiritual. So if you are interested in documentaries and podcasts, hit that like button and subscribe so you won't miss a maneuver. Now, in today's episode, I'm going to provide you 7 signs of an avid traveler. And know that these 7 signs are just more like a personal opinion, as it may not resonate with you, and may have some signs that I did not list that does resonate with you. The first sign of being an avid traveler is that you can't stop talking about your favorite destination. My travel goal is I want to visit all of the 7 world wonders. And what it does is that once I start this goal, I really can't stop talking about it because that's how I commit to it. And the more I commit to it, the more I stay focused on fulfilling this goal, if that makes sense. Second sign of an avid traveler is that you want to take advantage of extended weekends. So instead of traveling from Friday night to Sunday night, you rather take an additional day on top of a regular weekend. For example, you would rather travel on from Thursday night to Sunday night or Friday night to Monday night. And this is something that's been very helpful, and it does resonate with me because in the past, I have used extended weekends to go see places. Now, I know based on where I'm at, it's hard to travel across the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean just for a 4-day weekend, but it is feasible to travel to surrounding countries such as Canada, Mexico, and the Caribbean. The third sign of being an avid traveler is that you have a story to present. Always. And that does include posting travel videos and photos on social media such as Facebook and Instagram, and sending postcards to families and friends. Now, the reason why this resonates me heavily is because it really, every time when I share my travel story, it really does inspire one person at a time to really travel. Now, I know people who initially started doing the travel, and all of a sudden it really starts to fade over time because life gets in the way. However, at some point when I started providing my travel stories, it really does help motivate them to get back in the game. So that's a really big benefit of being an avid traveler. Now, the fourth sign of being an avid traveler is that whenever you finish traveling, you start planning for the next travel. And this really ties in with having travel plans. For example, once I finish my travel goal of visiting all the 7 world wonders, I'm going to move on to the next travel goal, which is to visit Australia and New Zealand and Egypt one day. So that's an example of planning for the next travels. Now, the fifth sign of being an avid traveler, and some of you guys will disagree with me on this, and I understand that, is that you just don't prefer to party every weekend. And the reason why this heavily resonates with me is because I'm just not a person who parties every weekend. That's just not my thing. So I would rather use that money that I would spend in parties such as drinks when I could use that money for travel. And that's been very helpful for me, is just saving the money from all the parties and use that for travels. Now, the sixth sign of being an avid traveler is that your room, space, or office is filled with souvenirs. Now, I'm going to say this because every time I travel to places, I start collecting souvenirs over time. And then later in my life, whenever I start looking at souvenirs that I've collected, I start looking back and be like, you know what? I'm glad I went. I did not waste my time traveling to those places, as travel really does fulfill my life. So it really just looking at the souvenirs I collected really helps me appreciate all the times that I spent. And this is something I'm very grateful about. Now, the seventh sign and the last sign of being an avid traveler is that you just can't stop comparing cuisines with the cuisine to the place you travel to and the cuisine in your home country. Now, I'm going to give you an example. So, long story short is that before I went on a study trip to Italy back in March 2023, Olive Garden was my favorite Italian food restaurant. And I know some of you guys will look at me like, really? Olive Garden is your favorite place? Yes, I'm being honest with you. It was my favorite place before the travel happened. However, in March 2023, I went on a study trip to Italy and Malta. And I had the best, when I had the pizzas and pastas in Italy, I was completely spoiled to the point where I would rather cook Italian cuisine at home and make it to where close to the experience I had in Italy than spending extra money at an Italian restaurant where it's either mediocre or subpar. So that's what I mean by comparing the cuisines between the two places. So I hope these signs are very helpful to you. I hope that it's been very insightful for you. And I understand some of them may not resonate with you, even if you are an avid traveler. If you do have an additional signs of being an avid traveler that I did not mention, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next Maneuver podcast episode. I will see you guys later. Thanks. Bye.